All right, so here's the Nash barn. The outside is T111 siding, which is not worth anything. The roof is a gorgeous shape. But the shingles that are on it are gone. So there's no value to that. So that's pretty easy. The trim on the outside is not original. The doors are not original. Those are plywood. So really what you've got is the timbers and the rough sawn lumber on the inside. And that's great. I think that's definitely worth saving. And we'll walk to the inside here in a second. I just want to show you what's going on with the outside. None of those windows are original. None of the doors are original. I wouldn't even worry about those. They're pretty poorly made. But the inside's got some logs to it, which are pretty great. So here's inside. It's got the log joists, log floor joists. And they're resting on pressure treated. So somebody did that later. That log was probably there, that cross log. Little bark on logs for the second floor joists. And you can see a lot of the roughs on timbers. Those are probably original. But a lot of this is not. Like, obviously that siding is plywood, so that's not original. They added that. Looks like this whole east wall is nominal framing, so that was added later. And you can see they've got the old planks cut off, so at some point those were rotted, but those are gone. Got a pretty good, let's see if I can give a pretty good shot from the corner here. So this part's an addition. Toward the highway is an addition. So I'm in the addition now. Pretty old addition though. So all those logs are good. The timbers are good. The upstairs looks really clean. So let's go upstairs. This looks really clean. Skip sheeting looks really good. It's got the rail for moving hay. That's great. The rafters look really clean. I think they look like they're in good condition. Certainly good enough to reuse those. It doesn't look like it's structured to hold as much snow as we get around here. So I'll bet it bows a little bit after a good dump of snow. But that's not terribly hard to do. We could put a new roof on the top of it and add some structure to that new roof and still keep this look on the inside.
You have a laser?
No, I don't have a laser. It might be in the bag, but I don't. Okay, no, I don't. We can measure it in a second. These timbers look great. The knee braces look great. They don't even look like they're pegged, which is kind of interesting. I think they're just set into those grooves. That's actually not a peg right there. It's a knot. So I don't know. It might be really, really easy to take those apart. Doesn't look like there's anything holding them in place. This has got a little tenon on it with a metal stake or a nail through it. But you can see on the existing, the existing, there's no exposed fasteners, which is pretty cool. But on the addition, and now we're into the addition part, it's just got nails that are surface mounted. But it seems pretty easy to come in here and label all the logs, and then carefully disassemble this entire thing. I wouldn't get too carried away with the rough sawn, but certainly you could label all the rafters, number them, label all the timbers and knee braces, number all those. It's not a big barn. I don't think it would take too much to just take it all apart. Who cares about the siding and the roofing? He said you could just leave that stuff here, which is great. Get rid of all that junk and just take all the bones of this thing and then just rebuild it. It wouldn't be too tough. I love that rail up there. That's super cool. I'd probably keep the floor too. Could do something with that. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's pretty dry, and might be able to reuse some of it. I might put new flooring down, new tongue and groove on the lower level and the upper level, but keep this anyway because I think it's got some value to it. It's been kind of chopped up, cut up over the years. It's got plywood patches here and there. So I don't know if I'd get too crazy about recreating that. I'm not sure if that has a lot of historic value anyway. Plus I think there's just damage in some areas that make it weak. But this is pretty great. This chute. That's pretty fantastic. Love the rough sawn on that. And it's remarkably clean up here. Most of the time you've got bird droppings that are a couple of feet high. This really doesn't have too much, so somebody's taking good care of this. Timbers look really good. Everything looks really dry. So as far as I'm concerned, I think it's definitely worth saving, and I think the way to do it would be to disassemble it, throw it on a semi truck, drive it down, and reassemble it. So I think it's worth it to measure this thing really well, get a structural guy to review it. Let's build a new foundation and move it. Put together roof details, and let's save this thing. It's definitely in good enough condition to save. So, all right, thanks.